if you have not yet found that light that changes the trajectory of your life, because Paul tells us when he was speaking to Agrippa that I was zealous about ensuring that I am contrarian to the name of Jesus of Nazareth. And now I am actively working to ensure that I speak about him. The difference was light. See, this your laxity. You always need encouragement to do everything. You need encouragement to evangelize. You need encouragement to come to church. You need encouragement to go out for Jesus. You need to be encouraged. That thing is an indicator of a paucity of light. If God floods your eyes, the eyes of your spirit with light, your perspective changes. You never had eye issues. By the time you visited the doctor and they introduce corrective measures, you now see that your sight is getting better. So some people will be like, so people can see clearly like this. That is exactly how God intends to open up your spirit to visions. And when we are talking about visions, I'm talking about visions that are relevant to your walk in the spirit. Because the day that God will open your eyes, you will realize that you have been living a lie. You have been pursuing the wrong things. Like Paul was pursuing, thinking with all his heart that he was serving God. He thought he was serving God and he was pursuing it with vigor, with zeal, in his own words. It only took one encounter for his eyes to open, and then he had to retrace his steps because he saw that in pursuing that course, he was actually persecuting the God of Israel. That moment when your eyes open, it is because of the introduction of the light. The possibility that your life is going to be significantly more difficult by the introduction of light is great. That possibility is very great. That your life would have been easier if Paul had remained with the Jews. He would have lived a very soft life. So the guy's life was soft. He had great potential if he had continued in the flesh. But light came and he abandoned everything he had previously known and began to follow who was crucified in Jerusalem. Began to follow Jesus. And then you ask him, are you okay? And many of you are like that. Your families have looked at you and they have been convinced you have made a mistake. How would you have thrown away something as precious as this? You have gotten opportunities to travel abroad, or you have refused. And people are like, what do you want to do with your life? Say, I'm looking on Jesus. You know, when you say that thing, even you, when you say it, it looks stupid, but you know what you're talking about. The reason is because you have seen light. That kind of life that God will show you what is waiting for you and you walk into it knowing that you are walking the right path. People used to say things like, if God is leading you, it will be easy for you. You don't know God. The psalmist says, even though I walk through the valley of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil. Why? Because you are with me. It is because you are with me, so I'm going in that direction. Light is the distinguishing factor. It is that point that a man's life is changed. It is like the Magi, the wise men from the east. They saw a light and they began to travel from their nation. It did not seem like a wise decision, for they did not know where they were going, but they saw a light, and that light was their compass. It led them to him. It was not Herod that led them to him. It was not the scribes that led them to him. It was that light. That was the light that led them to him. And if he could lead the Magi, if he could lead the wise men, I can assure you that he is more than willing to lead you. Your life will begin to make sense in the scope of the revelation of his light.